As you utilize the web, that content is being sent to your computer. Those media files, the HTML, the CSS, the JavaScript. Because they are constantly being sent to your computer, they are actually on your computer. The information to create this page is on my machine right now. Whatever web pages you're on, that information is on your machine right now. Because the web was designed to be a public sort of thing, to share information, to be widely used and widely available to people, that information was not designed to be hidden, and it is accessible pretty easily. When you are browsing a web page, you can see the code if you know how to find it. Depending on which browser you're on, changes a little bit of how you access it. With Safari, in newer versions, you have to enable the developer menu. It's similar in some of the other browsers right now too. So if I go up to Preferences, I can go to Advanced, so just click over to Advanced, and I can show Develop Menu. Now if I right click, I have Inspect Elements. If I right click on nothing, I have Show Page Source as well, and I've got this new Develop menu up here, where I also have Web Inspector, JavaScript Console, Page Source. Going to the page source lets me see the actual code that is used to create this web page. This is the information that is sent to my computer. On the left here, I don't only have this HTML file, I also have images, various media, right? I have scripts, which actually is showing, well, those look like PHP, and I have style sheets here as well. This is JavaScript, even though it says .php. This is CSS, even though it says .php. You can see the little icons there, right? And so, essentially the way that PHP works is you write PHP in other file types like HTML or CSS or JavaScript, and you include it in there with that HTML. If you want to write HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you can write that very easily on a wide variety of online tools. If you create a Google site and you go over to Insert and you click Embed, you can actually write it here. We need to switch to embed code, but from here we can actually start writing HTML. So I'm going to add in a header, and then I will add in a paragraph tag. And if I tell it to enter, then there you go, right? Not amazing looking because I did barely anything, but you can see that the code that I wrote using a header tag and a paragraph tag did load differently because they're different tags, right? It is reading it and it is loading it. PHP, on the other hand, won't load in majority of free online things. Majority, you need to be paying for server space somewhere. There is, however, a few places where you can run PHP online for free without paying for server space. One of them is Replit. So Replit is a pretty popular place to code, to program. They have a variety of features and a variety of languages, but one of my favorite things about them is they are one of the few places online where you can use PHP like a web server without actually paying for web space. So if I click this, it should load an online editor. Here on the right is sort of our loading screen where it actually loads it. Here on the left we have a file structure which can have multiple files, multiple pages, and here in the middle we have a coding area, right? This is this index.php loaded and we can see the code here. We have HTML and we have a little bit of PHP here. If I tell this to run, it will run, right? This PHP right now is just generating HTML. It's loading this HTML on the page. If I change Wow, good typing. If I change that and refresh the page, then, and it has to reload since I hit refresh. Okay. There we go. So on the Google site, I typed in a paragraph tag and a little bit of basic text and then closed it. This is doing the same thing. This PHP is interjecting this HTML paragraph tag. Now you might say, like, what's special about that? And in this case, nothing. There's no reason why you would want to do this instead of something else. But what this does show is that you can mix HTML and PHP interchangeably. And you do that. But there's a variety of potential reasons why we would want to use this, and as we play more with PHP, you will see some of those reasons. If you're wanting to start working with PHP, this is probably the easiest way to start without having to put down any money on any online services.